All right, begin.
What's going on, y'all? So I wanted to come on here and talk about this Pimp C situation, right? Because about a week ago, a bomb hit the internet and Pimpin' Ken alleges that Pimp C and Beyoncé have a tape of them being intimate with one another, and he goes on to say that it's better than Kim Kardashian's. Now, Pimpin' Ken says that Pimp C probably passed away with the tape in his possession, but I'm hearing from a reputable source that Jay Prince actually has the tape. Now, the person that I've been talking to about this particular situation does have ties to the hip hop game, but that doesn't make his word law. So in this particular situation, I am going to say allegedly because he won't do an interview and he doesn't want the DMs that we exchanged over the past several days to be exposed. So to protect the integrity of my platform, I'm going to say allegedly Jay Prince has the footage of Pimp C and Beyoncé being intimate. Now, with that said, I want to shift the focus on the turbulent relationship between Pimp C and Jay-Z. Now, back in 2000, Jay-Z and UGK collaborated on the hit song Big Pimpin', but it didn't come about so easy because for whatever reason, Pimp C was very hesitant and extremely reluctant to do a song with Jay-Z. He was extremely stubborn, and so overall, Pimp C just seemed overwhelmingly disinterested in the collaboration with Jay-Z, while his teammate in Bun B thought this would be an opportunity of a lifetime because they were already recognized in the South, but this collaboration with Jay-Z had the potential for UGK as a whole to see groundbreaking commercial success in the hip-hop business, and they could be recognized globally, just not down here in the South. Now, we all know that Pimp C ended up doing the song, but what I want to do right here, guys, is play you all a snippet of an interview that Too Short did talking about why Pimp C didn't want to do a song with Jay-Z. And then after that, I'm going to play a snippet of an interview where Bun B, his teammate, right, his partner in crime, talked about the difficulties of getting Pimp C to do the song Big Pimpin', and then I'll be right back.
Thing with Pimp C, UGK,
Yep.
Pimp C and Bun B, and the Big Pimpin' song, and I hear Bun talk about it, and I knew the story. I knew a little bit of it because the label, Jive Records, we're all in the same label, was trying to get Pimp to do the song.
Right.
And I knew Pimp's opinion on the situation, and it was open and shut. If you don't fool with Tupac, I don't fool with you.
Right.
No bending of the rules.
Right.
We're talking about a guy who never met Tupac.
Right.
He didn't even know him. And he's like, I'll ride with Pac to the end. So anybody who ever said this on Tupac, ever, Pimp C didn't like you. He just never would fool with you, ever, ever, ever. So he put Jay-Z in the category of, I don't think Tupac liked him. Tupac wouldn't, as Biggie homie or whatever, I ain't fooling with him. But Bun B, the label, myself included, was trying to say, Jay ain't like that, bro. Jay ain't Jay. It's a great opportunity.
Right.
It's Jay-Z getting at you.
Right.
Do it. I ain't doing it. All this stuff. So whatever Bun and all them did, they talked him into it. The song got recorded. But Pimp still had an attitude about the East, West, and the...
Right.
He from Port Arthur, Texas, but he mad about how y'all feel about Tupac.
Right.
Big Pimpin' Bun, when y'all hooked up with Jay-Z, when y'all got that call from the NY, what was that like when you first heard that track? How did that make you feel? And then doing that collaboration with Jay-Z, what frame of mind was you at when it was time for Big Pimpin'?
When we got the call for that, and we had gotten the call before because they wanted Pimp to be on just a week ago with Too Short. But this was right in the middle of the East Coast, West Coast beef. And Pimp had just built his new studio out in his house in Mableton. He was living here. And told Hov, you come on down and we'll do the record. Come to the house, we'll do the record. I was like, well, I ain't leaving the East Coast right now. Pimp was like, well, I ain't leaving the South, so I guess it ain't gonna happen. And it just didn't happen. But it did come back around to us. And for me, like, I don't know nothing about the song. All I know is Jay-Z want me to rap on a record with him. So I'm finna bring the best bars I got to the table. That's all I'm concerned about. And then so I don't hear the record till I actually get to New York and go in the studio. And it's different, right? But not different enough. Cause I went there and beat that up. And it was literally like we in the room and, you know, they cut on the beat and I hear it and they got a totally different hook. Like they didn't have the hook. I put the hook on the record. They had another hook and he was like, everybody's gonna do their own hook. So I did my verse and that was my hook. And they ended up using it for the whole record.
For the whole record.
Yeah, and so I did my verse and my hook. Hove left out for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Came back and it was like, you got something? And Guru looked like, he done. So we just sitting in there talking, you know. And let me hear it. And he heard it like, damn, he kind of went off. And then we go through about 2.5 months of trying to convince Pimp to get on the record.
Yeah.
He finally decides to do it. He's like, I'm only giving y'all 8 bars. I'm not doing no bunch of it. Because I had already done like, I think 32.
Right.
You know, I went, maybe 24. But I went in on that hoe, right? He's like, I'm giving y'all 8 bars.
Damn.
And it ended up being 8 of the most iconic bars ever.
All right, so you guys heard that. So let's tackle what Too Short had to say in regards to Pimp C not wanting to do the collaboration with Jay-Z. Now, I find this to be extremely strange and interesting at the same time that Pimp C had this extreme loyalty to a man in Tupac that he never met before. And mind you, Tupac had been dead already for about 4 or 5 years at that particular point because the song Big Pimpin' dropped in 2000. So how are you going to let a man that you never met before affect your bag and affect your career? Now, ultimately, Pimp C didn't allow his love for Pac to come in between him and his business because he ended up doing the song Big Pimpin'. But in my estimation, and this is just my opinion, I feel that it was a cover up because he knew that he had that footage of Beyoncé and he didn't feel comfortable going to New York and being on Jay-Z's turf, so to speak. And so no, I don't believe that Pimp C's infatuation for Pac was the real reasoning for the disconnect between him and Jay-Z. Because when you take a look at Jay-Z and Beyonce's dating timeline, right around the time when Jay-Z wanted to link up with UGK and do the song, Jay-Z and Beyonce were already dating. And so in my mind, you have a plethora of issues when you look at this situation in its totality. One issue is the fact that Pimp C could have still had feelings for Beyonce, right? He felt some type of way. You know, they're both from Texas. Maybe, you know, he felt that he didn't have a fair shot with Beyonce in the way that he wanted to. And some cat from New York was able to court Beyonce in a way that he couldn't. Then on top of that, Pimp C has this footage of him and Beyonce being intimate. Now, this footage is already dangerous in itself, and it could have been career altering for Beyonce, because I don't think that the media would have been kind to Beyonce like they were to Kim Kardashian, all because, you know, Beyonce is a different hue than Kim. And so we seen what happened to Janet Jackson, and that was just a slip up. And so in my mind, I believe that the media coverage would have been a bit harsh on Beyonce, right? But what I'm saying is that this tape is already dangerous within itself, but it became more dangerous because Beyonce started dating Jay-Z. And so now Pimp C has a real problem on his hands, because even though this tape with him and Beyonce on it was made way before Beyonce and Jay-Z got into a relationship, it still poses a threat to Sean Carter. It still poses a threat to Beyonce. And so I believe that Beyonce and Jay-Z did everything they could to confiscate this tape from Pimp C, and Pimp C, being the stubborn guy that he is, just like how stubborn he was on not wanting to do the song with Jay-Z, I believe he was stubborn and didn't want to turn over the tape. And in my estimation, this is just my personal opinion, I believe that that is the main reason why Pimp C is no longer here. Now, of course, I want to preference that particular comment by saying allegedly, right? Because we don't know for sure. But what I want to do here, guys, is I want to play you a clip of what Too Short had to say about the passing of Pimp C. Now, he didn't come to the same conclusion that I just came to, but he still has his reservations. And I'm going to leave y'all with that clip. I want to thank you guys for watching, and be blessed.
A whole nother day on that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, another one is my guy Pimp C,
Right.
who's
Rest
like
in
my little
peace.
brother, and who I saw probably 48 hours before he passed.
Wow.
And I was supposed to meet up with him the day I don't know when he passed, but that Saturday he came to my show. And Saturday we said, let's go to dinner tomorrow. And then Sunday we got on the phone and he was like, man, I'm busy. I'm like, damn, I'm busy. We couldn't meet up. And then Monday I didn't talk to him. And then Tuesday they found him. And
Wow.
I'm like, so right off the rip, I'm like, what happened? What happened? Like, what happened? And all I get back is, well, he was in his room by himself and they found him. I'm like, was the door, did it have that thing on it? Like, was it the lock? Like, tell me something. Like, you know what I mean? And the most I could get was, I never got if the door was locked or not. I had to break it down. Because if the door wasn't locked, that means somebody left out.
Right.
If the door was locked, that means he felt good. He locked it. He was in there.
Right.
It's a whole different level of what happened. A lot of shit goes out the window if I just know that part.
Right.
But then it's like I heard somebody has clothes on or something. I don't know. Like I don't really know if all this is true, but I just heard parts like I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official. It was a mixture of some stuff, the prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard something that would give that closure for me.
Mm-hmm.
I never really heard anything tangible or true, like what happened to my guy.
Right.
So
That's crazy.
I have this theory that's bigger than just Pimp C, and there's a lot of mysterious celebrities, a lot of mysterious celebrity deaths in hotel rooms.